Air masses and fronts. So as we read this, we're going to focus on what are the major types of air masses that affect the weather in North America, and what are the main types of fronts, and what are cyclones and anticyclones. Here we go. A huge body of air that has similar temperature, humidity, and air pressure throughout is called an air mass. Scientists classify air masses according to temperature and humidity. Tropical or warm air masses form in the tropics and have low air pressure. Polar or cold air masses from the north of 50 degrees north latitude and south of 50 degrees south latitude and have high air pressure. Maritime air masses form over oceans and are humid. Continental air masses form over land in the middle of continents and are dry. Four major types of air masses influence the weather in North America: maritime tropical, continental tropical, maritime polar, and continental polar. Maritime tropical air masses from the Gulf of Mexico bring warm, humid air to the eastern United States. Maritime tropical air masses from the Pacific Ocean bring warm, humid air to the west coast. Continental tropical air masses from the southwest bring hot, dry air to the southern Great Plains. Maritime polar air masses from the Pacific Ocean bring cool, humid air to the west coast. Maritime polar air masses from the Atlantic Ocean are often pushed out to sea by westerly winds. Continental polar air masses from central and northern Canada bring cold air to the central and eastern United States. The prevailing westerlies generally push air masses from west to east in the United States. Air masses move across the land and the oceans, and they bump into each other. However, if they have different temperatures and densities, they do not mix. The area where the air masses meet and do not mix becomes a front. When air masses meet at a front, the collision often causes storms and changeable weather. There are four major types of fronts: cold fronts, warm fronts, stationary fronts, and occluded fronts. A cold front forms when the cold air moves underneath warm air, forcing the warm air to rise. Cold fronts move quickly and bring cold, dry air. A warm front forms when warm air moves over cold air. Warm fronts move slowly and bring warm, humid air. A stationary front forms when cold and warm air masses meet, but neither one has enough force to move the other. It may bring many days of clouds and precipitation. An occluded front forms when a warm air mass is caught between two cooler air masses. The warm air mass is cut off or occluded from the ground. The occluded warm front may cause clouds and precipitation. A swirling center of low air pressure is called a cyclone. Cyclones are also called lows. Cyclones and decreasing air pressure are associated with storms and precipitation. Anticyclones are high-pressure centers of dry air. They are also called highs. Anticyclones lead to dry, clear weather because of the Coriolis effect. In the northern hemisphere, winds spin in a counterclockwise direction in a cyclone and in a clockwise direction in an anticyclone. Now let's answer the questions below. You may use the reading passage to help you with these multiple choice questions. Good luck!